Hello again. So, I guess today I'd like to talk about the economy. And ignorance, of course. Isn't that what we're all talking about? So, yeah, I had a nice chat with my sister today, who's 6.5 years my senior. We basically determined that, like, parents in particular have a hard time conveying their financial situations to their children. Often for pride and for just, like, emotional safety, I guess. But so if that's you, then this will help. So when the child doesn't know the financial standing of their family, then they're not motivated by compassion, right? To pursue work. They assume that their family situation is similar to the people with whom they surround themselves. And if your friends, have a little more money than you do familiarly, in their family, then you presume that your parents have the same. Because why wouldn't you? That having been said, so I'm, a psychotherapist, and I'm establishing a private practice, but, part of that is part-time work. Because, practices don't magically appear out of nowhere. And I've always understood that, but regarding part-time work, now my sister conveyed that, I've been interviewing for positions that paying $17 an hour, and I guess I'm leaving a pretty positive impression on them, but there may be something I think there's a deservingness that's getting in the way, such that I see where I'm at, I see where I'm going, and then I say, maybe 2 steps to get where I'm going. And so the classical analogy is an A, say D is the goal, right? And A is where we presume that we're at for the time being, for analysis' sake. And there was only B and C in between, right? But in reality, life can be a little more complex than A, B, C, and D. It can be alpha through omega, or alpha through zeta. And that's kind of, breadth of perspective. My sister provided a breadth of perspective, namely, it was my idea for the alphabet thing, but namely that, there's 26 steps or 24 steps sometimes between you and your goals, as opposed to 2, or as opposed to 3. Yes, the subjective nature of analysis. So, yeah, if you're in my situation and you're like, I've made $70, $80 an hour, so I know that I'm at least, and then you're looking at the jobs that are available, and you see that about, 25% of these people are, offering, what it is that you need in order to be independent. And then, but that other 75%, they're offering less than what allows you to establish independence. Namely, roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your belly. Then, open up your mind, man. Look at some more. Look at a broader spectrum. Just a broader spectrum. So now I'm going to be, seriously looking into the jobs that are primarily county-based or government-based or non-profit-based. And they simply don't pay what you need to be independent. Or do they, right? And that's where I'm getting at. It's well, what is our notion of independence? I've covered the basics. But this roof over your head, that's a grab you gotcha. You know, as Americans and as a middle-class American, I've been used to having my space, right, a room. But there are a lot of people out there, Vietnamese, Indian, Mexican, don't have a room. You know, they share their room. So, yeah, she pointed out that we need to look, you know, to the same degree that we look at those that are more fortunate than us, and if you don't know how fortunate you are, we also need to turn and look at the people less fortunate than us. Although it's tricky when you don't know how fortunate you are. But somehow we figured it out. You know, and those people, you know, they live with someone else in the room. If they have a living room, there's 3 of them in it. And in some circumstances, it gets worse. You know, Eskimos, Indians, or is it worse? Regardless of worse or better, or former conceptions and previous conceptions, and reality for me today is that, yeah, I'll settle for a job that pays $11.50, and I'll live with a couple of the guys. And if I don't have my own room, that's my reality, because I'm not willing to continue to live in the room that I'm in. So yeah, independence is hard won, right? But it's even harder won when you don't know how fortunate you are, and you're unwilling to look at people less fortunate than yourself. So there's a wisdom in economy, and it's not always the wealthy that have it. Hope that helps a few of you. I like this specific audience thing, yeah. Light.